into Life is a Sacred Journey. Every week, we bring a new perspective to aging and caregiving. Here is your host, Micheal Pope.
Good morning, and welcome to Life is a Sacred Journey. It's Friday morning, it's 8 a.m., and we want to thank all of you from the virtual neighborhood for joining us this morning. It is good to be with you. How are you all doing this morning? Put in the chat, how you doing? Everybody doing okay? I'm kind of like getting myself together this morning. Oh, man. I haven't been sleeping well the last couple of nights because I have allergies that are making me crazy. But I'm happy to be with you here this morning. It is always my honor and privilege to be here at Life is a Sacred Journey. Hit the share button. Let people know that we have gone live. I realize that when we go to the Life is a Sacred Journey channel versus my own personal page, we lose a lot of people and they don't know that we are live. So if you are also somebody that joins me on my personal page, hit the share button and let them know that we have gone live here at Life is a Sacred Journey. So good morning. This is Friday where we have Ponderings. The last 2 weeks or 3 weeks have been amazing guests. You know, we had Mark V. Smith that came on and talked about his journey and how losing a job made him seek out to do other things. And now he is a person that goes out and does keynote speaking for a whole lot of people and a whole, just changing the world. We talked to folks that taught us about case management and care management and all of those things. Hit the share button, you guys. I see you slowly coming in. So come on in and let everybody else know that we are here on Life is a Sacred Journey. This last week, I had an incredible honor, and I wanted to share it with you because I was really impacted by this. So I think it was probably about 9 months ago, and maybe it wasn't that long ago. It just feels like it was. Wanda Wallace and members of the Walnut Creek, California Chamber got in contact with me in reference to working beside Linda Fordini Johnson at their upcoming East Bay Women's Conference. So that was held this week at the beautiful Marriott in San Ramon. And it was an incredible cornucopia of women. And I just want to share it with you because this is an annual event that happens over in the other side of the bay in Contra Costa County in Walnut Creek, sponsored by the Walnut Creek Chamber. And the incredible business women who are doing and creating change in the world that are present on that day is so amazing. So I want to just put that plug out for all of you young women out there that are up and coming and trying to figure out how you can mentor and be the change in the world. Look out for the East Bay Women's Conference next year, and put a little money aside from every month. It's because the tickets, I think, I'm not really sure, but they're not $100. But for what you get, it is amazing. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of outline of the people that were there. So Juliette Goodridge, which is the KPIX journalist, was the sort of the MC and helped kick things off. We also had Maria Shriver, who came in through satellite and welcomed us and helped us to get started in the day. There was Rebecca Troxel, who did a thing on how to work a room in Zoom, which was so much fun and amazing. And then there was a young woman, Carissa Cochise, and she goes as KK. And she's a national speaker for the Tony Robbins program, corporate trainer, host, and performance strategist. And she did an excellent training. And yours truly, Micheal Pope, was also a speaker there where I was talking about finding the joy in caregiving. So it was an incredible event. Please, next year, look out for it. This is what the little thing looks like. Epic Women, East Bay Women's Conference. And it was incredible. And it happens every year in March. Okay. So that's something I wanted to share with you. The next thing I want to share with you is I have the honor at the end of this month to be participating in a class with the Becoming Your Best group, which, as you know, is Steve Schallenberger. And this is my participant guidebook. Here's the calendar book, the planning book that I will be using. And so I am very excited that I am actually going to be taking this course firsthand. And I want to thank Steve Schallenberger for, one, interviewing me on his podcast. If you haven't seen it, go to Micheal Pope Productions and you can see it. He interviewed me on leadership, and that was really phenomenal. I wanted to let you know I've started reading a new book. It's not even reading, I'm actually using it as it's a total money makeover journal. Dave Ramsey is one of the folks that helped me, I have to admit, in getting out of financial debt and teaching me about finances. And you can get those tips from all kinds of people. Dave Ramsey happens just to be the person I was introduced to. And I have to attribute some of his learnings that I learned from him to my financial situation. I'm not rich, but I am not, credit card debt and all that kind of stuff. So the Total Money Makeover Journal, this is new, and I just got it. And what it is setting goals for success around your finances every single day. And then what I like about it is you evaluate where you need work to continue to work on your finances, and then the reasons to keep going. So this is my new sort of journal book that it's kind of cool looking too. I'm going to carry it along and continue to keep working on our financial situation. I was a part of a support group the other night with Jason Matthews, and that's what all of the caregivers were talking about, their finances, and particularly in this time where the economy is changing. The other person that I was so mightily impressed with was the owner, creator of Teneral Cellars. She was one of the keynote speakers as well. Local winery, female-owned winery. And she does motivational speaking for young women and young people. And this is the notebook that I got. And the thing that I want to share with you that she just brought home for me was she was talking about how we need to use both our brain and our heart in order to make decisions in our gut. So brain, heart, and gut. And sometimes what we do is we just rely on the brain. We just rely on that piece to make decisions, and we don't move to the heart and we don't move to the gut. And I thought that was amazing. And so look up her website. And the other thing that I thought was she shared something with me that I didn't know. If we don't advance the movement of women by 208 positions and all of these things, that we're going to lose the threshold or the progress that we have made along the way. And so she has a project called the 208 Project. And so I just thought that was amazing. So the wine, I did not taste it, so I don't know. But, I'm supporting the fact that this is a person that is really trying to make a change in the world. So this is an organization that is trying to make a change. A lot of the funds go to minority women run businesses and to young women to teach them about winemaking and to bring minority women to the forefront in wine tasting. So I'm going to get her on Life is a Sacred Journey, but I just wanted to introduce this to you. The other I want to introduce to you, I don't know if you can see these, but these are my new earrings, which I am in love with. And I got them at the East Bay Women's Conference. And my new friend is Kathy Kamei. This is her logo. I don't know if you're out there this morning, Kathy. She said she would try to find me and watch, but I'm gonna tell you why I love these earrings. In the box, there is a card that you can't see, and it's all of this artwork on them represent be the change. And as you know, that is my mantra. If you are a person in the world, walking the world, you have to be the change. We have to stop complaining about what people aren't doing, what people, this person doesn't do this and this person doesn't do that. Be the change. You go do it. Who cares? Nobody, you do it. And not waiting on other people to do stuff. Because if we wait, then I don't know, we'll always be waiting. My mother taught me that. Thanks, Mom. So be the change. In order to transform the world, said Mahatma Gandhi, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Like these words of wisdom, be the change pieces. So that's what her jewelry are. She calls them pieces, are a reminder to its wearer that when one goes out into the world, they should become the shining example for whatever change they wish to manifest for the planet and its habitants. Don't be afraid to stand out and shine for what you believe. Change starts with actions, not with words. So this is my new best friend. I love my earrings, Kathy. Thank you so much. You can go to her website and see more of her items there. Kathy Kamei, it's Kathy with a Y and Kamei. And I pray to God I pronounced her last name properly. Forgive me if I didn't, sister. But jewelry is magnificent, and be the change is what her mantra is through the jewelry. So you can see, I love hoops, but I was never really big on danglies. So already, I'm being the change I want to be. I want to be a light. I want to shine bright. I want to bring happiness wherever I go and not mayhem and decay and chaos. So that's my goal. So thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you, Teneral, Cellars. Last thing I want to share before we go into my little bit of pondering this morning. I thought this was the most beautiful. So at the event, every woman there were 300 plus women and then women online. Usually they have about 600 women. Everybody got a mask. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this mask. I love this. I can't wait to wear it. I actually have a pair of jeans. Look at that. So I bring that up to say, we are coming out of the pandemic and moving into a place where they are saying we don't need to wear masks in restaurants. I've been at a couple events where at this event, we all wore masks unless we were speaking at the podium, and we took them down at that time. We had to show our proof of vaccination and all of that. But I'm going to continue to wear my mask. You can see that we're going to have to do it for travel, and all of that. So that's a sign to me that in a congregate setting where everybody is a stranger, wear a mask. Or if you bring your own little group and then everybody around your little group are strangers, wear a mask. And again, I can't tell you what to do. I can't push you to do anything, but for some reason, I still think this is a pretty darn good idea. And I love these cloth ones that are made with the inserts, because when we had to go to K95, there are such things as K95 inserts that you can put in your cloth mask. The last thing on the mask. People, please, I know it's hard because we hang them. I do it too. We hang them off our ears while we're not talking and we don't need them. But when they fall on the ground and they're becoming one of the major polluters on our streets, sidewalks, outside of stores and places, please pick up your mask, because nobody wants to pick it up because it has, bodily fluids. We know it does, because I spit all in my mask all the time because I'm talking and it's all up against my face. So, just look around, and if you wore your mask in and you wore it, you were in the store and you had to wear it, or you did wear it because you're concerned for your health and the health of everybody around you, then look around and make sure you have it when you get in the car. Because I pull mine off as soon as I get outside. That's why I'm able to wear it inside, because as an asthmatic, and I know some of you have respiratory stuff, I can't wear a mask for more than an hour and a half or so. So I do pull it off when I'm outside. But at the end of the day, and again, life is a sacred journey. Micheal Pope is not here to dictate to you, rob you of your freedoms or any of that kind of thing. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we're not done. Not everybody in the whole world is vaccinated. We're starting to move around a little bit, and traveling is starting to happen a little bit more. And so I just think we need to make sure we cover ourselves and make sure that we stay healthy for as long as we can. So those were my things from this. I want to talk about judgment today. Judgment is something that I did practice at one time in my life, because that's all I knew, because I was being judged. And so I learned how to judge very well by the judgors and the judges, meaning societal judges. And I learned how to be a judgmental person, not only of people around me, but of myself, in a way that was detrimental and robbed me of my self-esteem and my love for self. It took a long time. I mean, this is a new phenomenon for me, a new paradigm to live in a space of non-judgment. But it is so difficult to be in conversation with individuals who use judgment as the barometer of another's success, the barometer of another person's value, the barometer of everything about an individual. And we make mistakes. I love this song by Israel and a New Breed, Broken People. Broken people, we are broken. We are all broken, even the bestest of us, even the most self-actualized and loving of us have a broken piece that was either glued back in or repaired through a lot of love, self-love, outside love, and sometimes therapy and all those kinds of things. So if we all know we're broken because we live in a broken world, then why are we judging ourselves from a place of perfection, which we are not? We're not perfect. There's no human being on the face of the planet that is perfect, 100%, all the way live, every single moment. Even Mother Teresa had moments of shouting out and being and yelling, and sometimes they said she could be a little mean. But look what she did. Look what she did. She went out into the world and she became the change. Even though she was crusty around the edges. Who else we can think of? Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was a leader that moved Britain and the world, actually, in a wartime effort, but was said to be not a very good leader outside of that moment. Now, outside of that moment of chaos, where that was the type of leader that they needed at that time. But afterwards, they said, Broken people can be the change too. Broken people shouldn't be always judged, because we're all broken people, unless we're willing to turn the mirror and the finger inward on ourselves. When I was a little girl, my mother said to me, be careful what you say about other people. Be careful how you judge things, because you need to look at your culpability in every circumstance and every situation and everything. Wise woman. Culpability. We all have culpability in the circumstances in which we live and we manifest. There is nothing outside of racism in my life that I brought on myself, because I didn't bring racism on myself. I was born and racism came down on me like a brick. But the things that I chose to do in my life that brought mayhem and chaos and everything into my life, I did that. Nobody did that. Nobody put a gun to my head and said, go start smoking cigarettes at 16. Nobody told me to do that, but I did that. And enjoyed it until I quit, because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. So judgment is this thing that I'm going to look it up while I'm talking to you. Judgment is this thing that only hurts us and hurts the people around us. There's nothing good about it. Now, but let me put it that's wrong. That's a wrong statement, Micheal Pope. Think before you speak. Judgment is good when you're driving a car. You need to have judgment there because you need to know when somebody's car is kind of moving to the left and moving to the right and a little bit more to the left without their left signal light. You can make a judgment right then and there that they're probably going to pull over to the left in front of you. It's happened 100 times. The judgment there is based on experience. Most of the time, the judgment that we have is not based on any experience whatsoever. It's because somebody told us. It's a stereotype that we've learned, but it is not. It is not through an experience. Because the first person that I met that was a racist, when I asked them, had they ever known a Black person before me, they told me no. So I thought, well, how can you be a racist against something that you don't know? Or how can you be angry at somebody who's getting older when you haven't gotten older yet and you don't know what it means to get older? All these things, I think and again, I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. I'm not judging you. These are the barometers. This is the scale of the way. This is the scale that I live on, and I scale myself. This is the scale that I weigh my behavior on. I'm not judging anybody else. This platform is because I'm sharing with you how I'm navigating my sacred journey. You can take it or leave it. You don't have to do anything that I say. I'm nobody. But what I'm saying is, when joy and happiness and connection with other people is your fundamental goal in life, then the judgment can no longer be a barometer and how you navigate people. You've got to be forgiving because people will make mistakes, because we all come through a different tunnel to this one experience when we're together. We've got to create a place where people feel safe. And if I can't be authentic with you and I have to put on a different set of armor and not be authentic and not be Micheal Pope, then that's a dangerous place for me to be, and I refuse to be there. Yeah. It's hard, man. This journey, I'm going into a wonderful season of my life. And as I embrace that season, I realize so much. Oh my gosh, I realize so much. I wish I could put it in a bottle and not sell it, but to give it away to every 25-year-old so they could understand and not fall into the traps, the abysses, and the relationships and the judgment and all that crap that keeps us down. Because I didn't get it until I was in my 30s and my 40s. And now where I am in this season of life, I don't care about any of that crazy madness that keeps us apart as a humanity. I don't have that much time left on the planet to to care about that kind of stuff anymore. And I wonder, maybe that's what living longer does for you. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you can't do it earlier. I don't know. But I know at this stage of my life, and I know many of you are in that same stage, and you share this this is a wonderful paradigm and a wonderful time in my life. I want to be around all kinds of people. I even, like, I hang out sometimes with people that I know hate me to the core of their being on purpose. I hang out with them so I can feel that thing from them and then help myself to understand how I can truly overcome it by being the change and not meeting them with their biases, their hatred, their gobbledygook, and meet them with love. I can't tell you how many people on a monthly basis or a weekly basis that I'm in their sphere, and I can tell that they have no regard for me whatsoever. And it's not because I'm insecure, because trust me, I'm not. I'm so not insecure right now at this stage in my life that it's ridiculous. But I know, we know. Anybody knows when they're in an environment where people don't like them. And it's not always from my color. A lot of time it's because I'm outspoken and I say things that other people are afraid to say or don't feel safe saying, because none of this is real to me. It's like, I'm not going to try to hurt anybody, but none of the man-made criterion of success is real to me. What is real to me is my relationship with people who honor me for my ability to be loyal to them, my ability to love them through everything, my ability to walk with them when they are in crisis and they with me, my ability to laugh and find joy, my ability to find the good in everything. That's success to me. And I'm learning every day. Some things I'm going to have to give up. There's some things today that I realize I have to give up. Driving in here, I was thinking about it. Like, what do you have to give up? I got to give up a few things. I got to give up a few things. I'm still working on it. It's like the artist canvas or the notes. Stuart Furman is a musician. I always think of him when I think of music now. And it's like the notes. You put the notes together, and if they're not put together right, the sound can be horrifying. But if you put the notes together wonderfully, it's beautiful, calming, melody. It's music. And so those are the kinds of things that I've been pondering this week. I'm not, this week has been a hard week on me. There's something else going on in my life that sucker punched me and took the breath right out of me. And I'm going to be still and contemplate that before I verbalize my thoughts on any of it. But other than to say, I am going to be calm and to figure out what my function is in it. Lastly, I want to talk about hierarchy. The hierarchy, the power hierarchy that we sometimes place ourselves because of titles, how much money we have, how wonderful our vocabularies are, and all of those things. This week, I learned hierarchy is a thing that is easily misunderstood. Hierarchy can be created in a way that is collaborative and informative and nurturing, and hierarchy can be, in a moment's notice, be used to put you in your place. And I am very acutely aware of that as a leader, and who, when you look at the organizational chart of Alzheimer's Services of the East Bay, I sit at the top of it. Well, actually, the board is on top of it, and then I'm right there under the board. There's a hierarchy. But the thing that I always try to understand, and I hope that I do a good job at it, is that Every person that is leading any organization, anything, carries a heavy burden, because that burden of leadership means you have to look at the panoramic view of everything, the finances, the manpower, the woman power, the people power, the imaging of the organization, everything you have to look at. And it's hard to see everything. That laser focused 20/20 vision that sometimes I have on some things, I don't have on everything. And sometimes there are moments that I'm overwhelmed and I can't get things done in a timely manner, and I'm trying to search for ways. Leadership is hard. Leadership puts you in a bullseye, like, you know, when you're playing darts, puts you in the bullseye, because everything falls on my shoulders. If I fail, then everybody fails. And that's a burden that not many people recognize that a leader has to carry with grace, dignity, and sometimes I feel like I'm on ice skates, and I'm a good ice skater, by the way. But I feel like I'm on them after I haven't been on them for a while. And, you know, I'm trying to get my new body balance and all of that. That's how I feel. It's hard being a leader, my friends. And it's hard being a person that people look up to, because sometimes you don't want to be that person that people look up to. I always told my children, when you were really, really little, you saw me as, oh man, it was amazing. I was, the sun rose and fell on mommy. Then they got to be teenagers and mommy wasn't so cool. And now they're adults and they are my best friends. And I haven't changed the way I have been a parent with them from the moment that they loved me so much to the moment that they hated me to the moment now where we are friends, and nothing but death will separate us. So leadership is hard. Leadership takes courage. Leadership means putting yourself on the front line and knowing that you might get shot. But you do it because you love something or you care about something and you feel passionately that you're called or it's your purpose. Like I feel it's my purpose to be here at ASAP, and has been for as long as I've been here and had the positions that I've held here. So as we end this Life is a Sacred Journey and this pondering moment, I want to thank all of you for your wonderful, wonderful love and reaching out always. I wanted to show you, this is Alpha. His ashes came home on Ash Wednesday, which I thought was pretty exciting and wonderful. I'm feeling much better now that his ashes are home and that he stares at me from my computer. So he's right here every day staring at me saying, "Be strong, mommy," because he was my bestest friend. He was my bestest friend because he always knew. One day we were walking down the street at like 6 a.m. in the morning because I'm an early riser, and I didn't see this man that was coming out of was using behind the bushes as the bathroom, and he came out of the bushes, startled me. And at the time I didn't have my mace and all the things that I have now, but I had Alpha. And Alpha bucked up and looked at that man and growled at that man. And he looks like a small dog, but the teeth and everything, he growled, and the man said, "Okay, little fella, I'm not gonna bother your mommy," and he walked away. So I don't know if he was gonna bother me or not, but that's all. I'm just saying, that was my buddy, that was my friend. And you know what? When I measure loyalty, I measure it from Alpha, because Alpha is the most loyal, breathing thing that I have ever had the honor of knowing. Loyal to the end, loyal through everything, never turned his back, even when I was a poopy mommy pet owner. Because there were moments I would come home and say, not now. Let's be as loyal as dogs, people. They're supposed to be under us. But I think the lesson that I learned from that pup, that beautiful creature, that beautiful brown, wonderful Patterdale Terrier, was loyalty. Loyalty to the end. Even in his dying moment, he looked around at the three of his tribe and said, don't worry. I came and I did what I was supposed to do. Now you go do and be the change that you need to be. So go and be the change, my friends. Be loyal to yourself first. Be loyal to yourself, because when you're loyal to yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. It doesn't matter. And you can walk. Yes, there will still be pain and all that kind of stuff, but you'll move through it a little bit better. Be loyal to yourself and your values and your integrity and the things that you stand for, because people will try to knock you off those things. And at the end of the day, those are the things that got you to where you are today. And so they must be working. All right, my friends, have a wonderful weekend. And as I always sign off, anyone out there that is feeling any sense of depression, anxiety, or pain, pick up the phone. If you are someone that knows somebody that deals with that, pick up the phone and call them. Don't text them. Don't email them. Pick up the phone. They need to hear your voice. They need to know that you care. If you see a stranger on the street and you're 6 feet away, pull the mask down. Don't drop it on the ground. Just pull it down and smile at somebody. I just had a conversation with a dear friend, and we have a lot of problems because there are young people, meaning young, under the age of 10, under the age of 9, that are experiencing anxiety, grief, and pain, and trying to commit suicide. I don't know if there's any 8, 9, 10-year-olds out there that are watching Life is a Sacred Journey at this moment, but if you are, I'm here to tell you, life can be shitty. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And the adults around you can be shitty. Yes, they can. But if you keep trying and if you keep doing what you need to do, you will survive and you will get away from them and you will make it. You will. Pick up that phone, ask somebody for help, talk to a teacher, but make it to the next day. Because you know what? One day you'll meet somebody who is a mentor, who will love you to the next phase, who will understand who you are and honor you because you are here and you made it. There's a 1-800 number that we will put in this for anyone that is contemplating suicide or think that they want to end this whole drama. Reach out, talk to somebody, let them know. Hug a tree, pet a dog, pet a cat, and be the change. You do it. You do it. There's nobody else that's going to do it because we don't know what the change is that you were born to make. So stop thinking that you can't do it because you're too old or you have this, that. No, that's what they told you you can't do. You can do anything that you were created to do. And when the world tells you you can't, say I can. Remember the little engine that could? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Oh, wait a minute. I know I can. I know I can. Okay, you guys, have a good weekend. Peace out.